Hey guys, back with another video. Today I want to talk about gold, which has been one of my largest hedges for a while, and why I'm bullish. I think we may have bottomed just recently here, and we may be beginning a significant uptrend. Now, gold and its relationship to the economy is difficult to grasp for me. I think for most people as well. I think a lot of people would have expected it to do better in the type of environments that we've had, where there's a lot of fear, and instead it's gone down. But relative to other assets, it has done pretty well. I think it's only down maybe 6% on the year. You know, when you compare that to the S&P and the NASDAQ, that's a pretty good performance. Also, when you compare it to other currencies, other than the US dollar, I believe it's actually up year over year. So I think it's doing pretty well. I'm not mad about how it's performed, and I've been continuing to accumulate. I think in the most basic form, it's just another uncorrelated asset. It's really one of the only assets that's not debt-based. So it's kind of holds value in its own right. Whereas every other asset is tied to a specific economy, and all of these fiat-based economies are driven by debt, which is just getting more and more out of control. So I think gold is just one of the hardest assets out there. So that's why I own it, and it's a relatively large position in my portfolio. And I just want to talk about a few other reasons why I like gold. If you look at periods where stocks have floundered for long periods of time, the 70s probably being the most notable one, gold had an extreme bull market, did extremely well, went up, I believe, well over 10x, well over 10x, I know that for sure. Now, people might say this is unfair because this is around when the gold standard ended, and that this is what triggered the bull run, which I can't disagree with. But I think we are in a similar circumstance to an extent where people are questioning how people are questioning our economic system and the sustainability of it, which, I mean, from day one, if you play things out, I think that it's unsustainable. But we're getting to a point where things are just really not making sense, and people are questioning, when can this come to an end? When will there potentially be a new system put in place, global economic system? And, you see pension funds across the world, particularly in the UK, where the government or the Bank of England had to step in and buy up bonds so that pensions didn't go belly up, go bankrupt. And I think we're going to see similar issues globally in terms of pensions, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's lots of different things that are have the potential of breaking across the economy. And here in the US, we are particularly privileged since we have the world reserve currency, which a lot of other countries are not a fan of. So there's just a lot of uncertainty out there in the economic, the global economy. And I think gold is just a great hedge against all of that. And it does look like it may have bottomed and beginning an uptrend. Yeah, that's it. I just think it's one of the best hedges out there, where we're kind of in an everything bubble that's popping. Everything is crashing. The US dollar has gone on this insane bull run, which I think is one of the major things that's just put a lot of pressure on the gold price. But I don't think it can go on forever. And even if it does continue to go on, I think there's at least a pullback at some point. But so those are my thoughts on gold and why it's a relatively large position in my portfolio. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe. See you next video.